brothers and sisters, in the most holy name of Almighty God, Allah, who came in the person of the most honorable Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, to whom all of the praise is due forever. I greet all of y'all. And when I say brothers and sisters, I'm talking about the Black lost and found nation in the wilderness of North America, the lost members of the tribe of Shabazz, the black man and woman. Nobody else, white people, is not our brothers, and I'm not teaching that today. But I greet my brothers and sisters in the words of the original language of the black man, which mean peace. Salaam Alaikum. I'm your brother, Amir Ali Shabazz Allah, and today we're going to get down to some teaching. I'm not going to be preaching, and today I am going to be teaching is only one thing. The thing that I'll be teaching is this, which you see here: freedom, justice, and equality, which is the sun, the moon, and the stars, or the flag that you see right up here behind me. You got the sun, which is the red background, which means the freedom and the light of truth. You have the moon of equality, and you have the star of justice. This is the only thing I am going to be teaching today. And the thing about it is what I'm teaching is not a religion. I'm not teaching religion to you. I want all of y'all to know that this is a message for all black people who are in the wilderness of North America. What I'm going to be teaching is actually your own self, which is Islam, the very nature of the black man and the very nature of Allah himself. Allah himself is the black man. Allah is not a mystery. Allah is not a spirit. But the actual reality is that Allah is a man, and that the black man is the God. But all black man is a God or is Allah's, but you have a supreme one among them. And the supreme one holds the title of the supreme being, Allah himself. That is none other than one man named Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, this is the 9th of May, 2026. And I will teach. I'll mention on this first. Tomorrow is going to be the white people's Mother's Day, and many of our people celebrate after that. The reality about this is that the original man is Allah, the God. The original man is the Asiatic black man. The maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. That is the black man. And our nation has no beginning nor ending, the nation of Islam. We created ourselves from nothing. There was nothing before us. And since we is the God, after that we created ourselves a woman. the black woman, the original woman. We made her after we were self-created. We made her because we got lonely, and we made the black woman to be an assistant to the God, to be for our own personal comfort, and to reproduce our nation. That is the black woman, our most beautiful creation. And we, the black man, is Allah. And our creation, our most beautiful creation, the black woman, is the mother of civilization. And she is also our most prized possession. Since we created her, we had to raise her up and teach her the proper teachings of how to be herself. Just as Master W.D. Farad Muhammad came and established the MGT and the GCC class, which means the Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization class. The black woman, by her very nature, is a Muslim to submit to Allah, which is the black man. But today, I would like this. I'm going, and you have to forgive me, because I take my time. That is how I came about. I was always been slow, as they say. I would like to say that that we won't be here for long today, but you have to forgive me for speaking what you think is long, because it's still, no matter how long I sit here before you and teach to you the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which came directly from Allah himself, Master Farad Muhammad. If I sit here all day and I teach to you those teachings as he taught them, I will yet not have said enough. We have been asleep for 400 years. And outside of that 400 years, we've also been put to sleep for 6,000 years underneath the rule of Satan, the devil, who is none other than the white race. Has put our whole nation to sleep and destroyed us for 6,000 years, and has been ruling underneath, yes, that's right, slavery, suffering, and death, which is Christianity. But over the past 400 years, what has taken place in the wilderness of North America, which is the hell that you read about in the Bible, what is taking place, I must say this to you with all seriousness, what is taking place to the black man and our sisters, our women, our wives, our daughters, what is taking place over the past 400 years, which is the ending of the 6,000 years of the white race. The white race never was around before 6,000 years ago. We made them. A black man, one of our scientists, made the white people to be a devil. But what we have experienced in America, the black man, nobody else, not even the black man over there where they call Africa, which is not I will not go that far right now, but where they call Africa, has not experienced what we experience in America. The brutalization, the deprivation of all rights, being treated as a animal, still is treated as an animal for 400 years, being lynched. Don't you see your black brothers here right on the tree, and beneath them is the devil? Not just a couple white people, it is crowds of white people. The thing about it, brothers and sisters, if you search up the history of the lynchings, which still take place, you think it just was in the South back in the day. No, it takes place today. I'm in St. Paul, Minnesota, but over in Duluth, which which is all the way up. You got to go way out. You don't just as way as even if I'm not mistaken, it's more north than St. Paul. It's up by Michigan. You go up there, it's up by Lake Superior, Duluth. Black men's get lynched today. I remember I was in the barber shop getting my hair cut, and an elderly sister comes in, not elderly, but a older woman comes in talking about how her grandson had gotten lynched up there who was going to college. This was recently I'm talking about. I'm not talking about not even 50 and 60 years ago. I'm saying recently, she said her grandson got lynched up there, and they refused to investigate it. They wanted to say it was a suicide and that it was no foul play, and the brother had gotten lynched. So this happens in the North, it happens as well as the South. Nothing is different, except that today our people are more blind than we ever have been. It is more scientific and more slick on how the devil, the white man, has put us in. That is it. But I'll say, if you look at these stories of the lynchings, you'll see crowds of white people, because that's what they'll tell us, right? They'll tell, oh, all white people is not the devil. Elijah Muhammad says all white people is the devil. Oh, I can't get with that. Not all of them are the devil. How can you classify all of them as the same? They classify us as the same. Oh, you can't hate somebody because of their skin color. We don't hate them because of their skin color. We're the only people who are all times afraid of hating another people or teaching the truth of another people, and because we have been taught by the guilty, blue-eyed devil, the white race, that we should not hate them because they hate us. They are afraid. The reason that they are making a false show of friendship to you because they want you to be destroyed with them. America's is going to be destroyed by Allah, the Master Farad Muhammad. God hates the entire white race and will eliminate them off of the face of the planet, every last one of them. If he don't do it today, he'll do it tomorrow. If he kills a couple of them dogs, white people, a snake, and hey, if you kill a devil, only thing you killed was a snake. If you killed a snake, the only thing that you killed was a dog, a filthy, lowly beast. If he kill a couple of them today, the ones he didn't get, he'll get them tomorrow. And the ones he didn't get tomorrow, he'll get them next week. But he is going to remove all of them off the face of the earth. They know that. They don't have an escape against that. They're trying to deceive you into believing they're your friends so that you'll get destroyed with them. Because Allah hates even the fact that the white race was created. And when I say Allah, I'm talking about a man, not a spook or a spirit. I'm talking about Master Farad Muhammad, Allah. He hates the even fact that white people, that these white folks, devils, was even created. And now we are the only people on earth who is afraid of the truth being told of the enemy, the white man, that we are afraid that we're going to be, we're going to hate them. What have they been showing to you? They hate you. Teaching the truth is not hate. And if it is hate, so be it. It is the truth. And they are very afraid that others will begin to treat them, white people, as they have treated other people. And we've received the worst treatment. If you see those and read of those histories of the lynchings, as you try to say, all white people ain't devils. Not all of them. So it's just a few of them. Look at them lynchings. Search it up. It's on your Google. Search it up. You see men, women, boys, girls, little boys watching the lynching. They're going to lynch a black man And if you read the reports, 10,000 of them watched. You telling me 10,000 of them gonna get together like that? Drag them out in the middle of the street, run into the courthouse, snatch them out to jail, hang them? Oh, but not all white people. When is you going to accept the truth? I tell you, it's not to Master Farad Muhammad controls all things. And he's going to make the white race show to you and prove to you that there is the devil. They're going to start murdering you. They're going to start mistreating you worse than ever before. Just to show you that they is the devil and that you must separate from them. But when you look at them histories, excuse me, let me not get away from what I'm trying to tell you. The black man in America has received an unequal treatment, brutalization, and suffering than anywhere, anytime, any place. Not one person was ever made a slave for 400 years. Never. When you read about that in the Bible, that has never even happened. The Bible is a poison book changed by your enemy. And some of you say, oh, well, I read the Hebrew Bible. I know it. The Hebrew Bible is a lie too. It is truth mixed with falsehood. Yes, some of the truth is in there, but it's been changed to trick you. You don't know how to see it, not unless that you know the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which are inside of his books, which you can order from me at 651-508-5225. Call me and you can order the books. And these books would actually teach you to save your life and about yourself. Nobody's ever been a slave for 400 years. The next thing that people try to say, white folks say it, other people say it, everybody who don't have, and excuse me, I don't mean to, we're just talking truth. And everybody who don't have no damn place speaking wants to go and talk about, oh, slavery happened everywhere. Weren't all people slaves? The black man in America, that wasn't nothing special. And we've gotten to the point to where we say it ourselves, and I'm fixing to teach on that, on why we try to go and say it. We say it because the white man says it. But I mean, why do we like to do what the white people do? I'll tell you. I can tell you shortly, it's because we like the devil because it gives us nothing, but I'll go further than that. The thing is that all these people who ain't got no place to be running their mouth, making a comment, they want to come through and say, oh, black people, all people were slaves. White people come, oh, well, there was slavery in Europe, there was in the Romans. All these people are telling you that to erase and hide your history. Oh, slavery wasn't that bad. They trying to nullify and make it seem like what happened to you wasn't no thing at all. No, what happened to us was never happened. What they call slavery, talking about there was slavery in Europe, there's slavery in China, slavery in Arabia, slavery was just everywhere. No, what they call slavery is child's play compared to what happened to us in America. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us from God himself, because you say, oh, why do I care that Elijah Muhammad teaches this? Why do I have to care about that? Because he's not teaching of his own. He's teaching what he was taught by God. Master Farad Muhammad, that's God. You can believe it or let it alone. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that during slavery, these devils, when they brought our fathers and our mothers here, they made them to have children, killed the parents. They took us as little babies. You've seen babies. Some of you have little babies and children. Some of you feed your little babies and children meat. I'm going to tell you they did worse than us, but we shouldn't even be eating meat. They took imagine that, think about a little baby. They took this little baby and these devils and we fixing to teach more on this, but pork will freeze and harden your brain cells. It'll kill your mind. It'll sound it, meaning solid. You know when you say someone's hard-headed, stubborn, that's from eating pork. It makes your mind, stops you from thinking about yourself. These damn devils, these dogs, the white race, they came and took our little black babies, killed their parents. So their parents couldn't teach them what's right behind me. They couldn't teach them this. They couldn't give them to them. They couldn't give to them freedom. They couldn't have no justice, and they wouldn't get no quality, because you can't have none of that unless you got Islam. They made sure that this would never get to us, because this is us. This means the entire universe belongs to the black man. The black man is Allah, and the universe is our creation. We didn't come from no country. Talking about your nationality. I speak on that later if the time permits. We created everything, including the earth. But they killed our parents so our parents couldn't teach us that. And these devils took a little baby. And since the baby's mama was killed and dead and couldn't nurse it, when the baby would yearn and cry for its mother's breast, it wanted its mother's breast so it could have its mother's milk. That's the best food a baby can have. And today, they teaching the black woman in such a way not to breastfeed her own children. These devils, when a little pure black baby, they would take a little baby and they would go, when it would yearn for its mother's breast to have its mother's milk, these dogs would go and take a piece of swine fat, and they would make them to eat it. They would dip it in black molasses and put a rag around it and dip it in black molasses and then give it to the baby to suck on. And they called this foul piece of nourishment a sugar tit. They gave him, the baby, the sugar tit and made him to suck on that piece of swine fat so he could get them worms inside of his head. They would rub pork on a little baby's head until blood would come popping out. And they would take, and it was not uncommon to see our people, they would make our people eat out of troughs, just like a horse eat out of troughs. A pig, a swine, a filthy animal eats out of a trough, eats garbage. They would make us do the same thing. They wouldn't give us no food. They gave us animal feed. The animal feed that we still eat today. And all of this I'm saying, I'm going to teach it later. I shouldn't even be saying it really, but I have to. We eat the same food we was eating back then. I'm going to hold on that subject. But when they was making us eat out of these troughs, it was not uncommon to see these devils, white people, urinate in them troughs and otherwise relieve themselves in them troughs they would make us eat out of. They would rape our woman, burn her, burn us, lynch us. You know why you see people sagging their pants below they behind, exposing their backside? You see brothers all the time wearing their pants below their backside and their behind is out. That comes from being by white devils, faggot slave masters. They would go and take a black man and rape a black man, another man raping a man in slavery. Will rape a black man, the strongest looking one he would see, will rape him in front of all, make a circle around him of black slaves, and they would force him to watch the strongest looking one get raped by a white man, and then to show to the people who didn't witness that terrible sight, to show that he got raped, he had to wear his pants below his ass, his behind. And in prison, they continue the same meaning. And now today, they showing you that because whether mentally or physically, you've been turned out by the white man. But the subject today, it is going to be Mother's Day soon. They call it that. The white people have appointed tomorrow as being Mother's Day. And let me not get too far away from my course, because I have something that if it pleases Allah, I'll accomplish it. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to strive and to do my best to not go ahead and not fall behind. So if it pleases Allah, I'm going to get over to you the material that I wish for you to know and understand, just like I know and understand it. Because these teachings actually of Elijah Muhammad has made me and all the other people who follow his teachings, without adding to them, it made us to want for our brother what we want for ourselves, and to love that for our brother what we want for ourselves. Our brother's hurt is our hurt, and our brother's pain and loss is our pain and hurt and loss. Uh, it is so. It's going to be the Mother's Day. What they say. We shouldn't be taking any day that comes from the white race of people as a day for us. Uh, our nation has no birth record. The black man is not even a race. We are a nation, signified by the flag that's behind me, and the flag that's on this board right here. Our original national flag. The black woman being our most beautiful creation and prized possession, and her being the mother of civilization, and by us being the father of civilization, by us being the first, signified by the number one, the black man being the first in existence, Allah being self-created, the master of everything, the controller, the head, even to how we should be today. We should always be striving to be on time. We should be on time for things. Stop waiting for the last minute. We waiting for the last minute to accept Islam or reclaim Islam and to get into the messenger's teachings. We've been hearing these, you hear them on the street sometimes, you've been seeing the videos, you've been reading the books of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you want to wait until your last minute to accept them. That's not how a man operates. A man is on time. It's like how you're supposed to show up to your work. You're supposed to be on time for your work. Show up early. If you got something to be done, you don't. If you got on your vehicle, you got to get your oil changed. You don't wait. You don't wait because it's gonna get worse. You do it on time. When you got something broken in your house, you fix it because it's on time. So if you're gonna do that in all them other places, within your own self, we got to be on time. But the black man has been made lazy, and we've been made to be dependent on others than our own self. We don't want to do anything for self. We have to stand up like men and take control of our woman and make our woman be herself. But by us being the God, the originator of the heavens and the earth, the original Asiatic black man, we don't come from earth. We made the earth. We don't come from inside the universe. We made the universe. Since us being the original Asiatic black man, the thing we got to get straight is that we is the first every day, since we the father of civilization, the first, just like got F, first, we the father. So that means every day is Black Father's Day. We don't take no Father's Day given to us set up by the white man. We don't do that. We don't take none of his holidays. We make our own day. We can tell him what his day is because he don't have none of them days. He only got what he take from us. But what he take from us, we allow him to get it because we wise. We are Allah. But the thing about it is that every day is Black Father's Day. We have unlimited progress in time itself. We're going to teach on that later. But we're going to teach on that later. Further down the line, the every day is Black Father's Day. And by the black woman being the original woman, the every day is Black Mother's Day. You don't take no Mother's Day set aside for the white folks. Just like Black History Month. You don't go out and take no Black History Week or month or whatever because the white man sets it aside for you and says, okay, this is your month. All the months belong to you. You can't even tell your history in a month. and the history that he allows to be told don't even teach you what you need to know. It teaches you what he wants you to know. He limits you. He stops you from going to a certain point with none other than this, Christianity. He stops you with Christianity, and that's the truth. But by every day being a Black woman's day, Mother's Day, Black Mother's Day, by every day being Black Mother's Day, we honor and respect the Black woman all day long. We don't take a day out of the year, and we don't take no day set aside. We can take it, set aside in celebrations whenever we want. We don't wait to know the white folks tell us that's their Mother's Day. And I would like to give a reading now to keep us on course and on track with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So excuse me 1 second. Now allow me to find my page. All right, this is the book that I'm coming up out of right now. Is the Our Savior Has Arrived by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is chapter 31, entitled The Christian Holidays. And again, this is the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the messenger of Allah, the Black man in America, the last messenger of Allah to the Black man in America. Chapter 31, the Christians' holidays. My dear Black brothers and Black sisters, the religion, Christian holidays that you celebrate are holidays for white people and not for Black people. The white people do not worship any day belonging to Black people. Why should you worship their days? Days which are to their interest and not the interest of the Black man. I'm stopping. And just to answer a question that you might have, you might be saying, why is it a problem of us celebrating the Mother's Day? The messenger just said it right here. And the fact of the white race, as the messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches, is the white race is a commercializing race of people. They take your food that they grow, and yes, we have to depend on them for food. We do not grow our own food. We cannot say we have received any equality in America, and we will never be justified until we have some land that we can call our own. Since we depend on the white race to grow our food, and them being devils, and by them being a commercializing race of people, and by them being very quick and hasty, meaning they move real fast to try to go out and do something so they can do it for fast and less money. They commercializing off of us in every way. But they commercialize us in the food by being quick to make different pesticides which poison the food. It gets rid of the bugs so they can produce more crops, and it makes the crops come out bigger. But his alterations to our food and the plants that we eat, that they grow, they poison it with chemicals that harm us. They'll say that they tested them to see if it's safe for human consumption, but they were so quick in testing them, they overlooked a whole lot of harmful things to us. So they don't care about our health. They don't not even love us they are incapable of even loving themselves. That's what you say to me. You said this a lot of times to me. Oh, well, black people weren't the only ones to get hurt. White people have been gotten hurt too. They, they, white people have not just affected black people. White people have gotten hurt by other white people. That's right. That proves that they the devil. They is the first murder in the Bible. And Cain slew Abel. They was brothers. That's talking about the white race. But since they produce our food, they are quickly trying to commercialize on that to turn a profit. Same is with the holidays. The so-called holy days that the holidays they practice is a commercialization. They is trying to take your money for foolishness and folly. They want you to go out tomorrow and go get some champagne, some what they call some fine wine, and to take your mother to a brunch, which means breakfast and lunch. Because by them being so uncivilized devils, they eat 3 and 4 times a day. We follow after that because we love the devils, because the devils give us nothing, and they've taught us to eat the wrong foods. So we're gonna go out and eat some swine, which consists of nothing but cat, rat, and dog. Poison swine flesh, which is filled with parasitic worms that'll go to your stomach. We're gonna go out to get some brunch, get some drink alcoholic drinks, and spend money on all of these flowers and cards and decorations. All of this money that you spending on destructive, harmful activities to say that you celebrated your mother, is going to the slave master. He's robbing you for his own benefit and keeping you a slave to him. Do you wish to get your black mother a gift? It is simple. Instead of wasting your money on liquor, alcohol, and all that other foolishness, why don't you bring to her the MGT GCC manual by Bernstein Sharif Muhammad? Why do not you bring to her the Woman of Islam? These is the teachings of the MGT and the GCC for the black woman, the knowledge of self. But tomorrow we're going to go out and celebrate all kinds of foolishness because the white folks said it is a day. It is to take your money and to kill you. Let us continue. On the 25th day of December, when you seek to worship the birthday of Jesus, you are just as far from worshiping his birthday as 2,000 years ago is to this past September. For Jesus was not born in September. For Jesus was not born in December. Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that Jesus was born between the first and second week in September. If any Christian thinks that Allah, God, is misleading you and me, let the theologians of Christianity attack his word and show proof that they are worshiping Jesus' birthday on the 25th day of December, and that Jesus of 2,000 years ago rose from his grave on that day. They celebrate Easter. It was just Easter a few weeks ago, wasn't it? As a people who have been robbed and spoiled, as we, the black people, have been robbed of our own. Naturally, we dance by the music of the white slave master and his children until we learn who we are. So now we are learning who we are, and a great separation is taking place between black and white. We cannot hinder this separation, even if we try to do so, because it was divinely appointed thousands of years ago that a separation between good and evil would come about. We, the black people, are from the God of good. We are not from the God of evil. This I repeatedly teach you, and the world of religious scientists will bear me witness, because this is true. I'm going to stop again. This is the most important, one of the most important things that we must do right now is that the black man in America we must separate from white people. Get away from white people. We should get away from the way that they dress, how they have dressed our woman. They have pulled your clothes off, told you to take your dress and put your dress above your knees. They have made you to shame and disgrace yourself, black woman, and to be proud about it. Taking you once the most beautiful thing they was, and have disgraced you and made you ugly. This is a terrible, terrible thing. They have taken us and they have robbed us. We must separate, get away from white people. Separate yourself completely. If you got white so-called family members, get away from them. If you got white so-called friends, get away from them. They will only take you to death. If you say that you do not hang around white people, but you still participate in the activities of white people, you know that. The white people activities consist of gambling, which is shooting dice, playing cards, playing dominoes, games of chance, sport and play, alcohol, the tobacco, smoking weed, using all these different drugs. And again, our woman dressing half naked, changing your hair, growing hair all over your body, all over your face, putting blue hair in your head, red hair, blonde hair. This is all things of the white race. Even having jealousy and envy among ourselves with all teachings. I say get away from white people. And you can stay. If you have a white woman, you can stay with her, but I'm putting you on notice. If you have a white woman, she don't love you. Because people say that. You know, we'll talk a lot until it comes time to actually acting. And we'll see how much we act if our actions compare with what we say. We will all, including myself, be judged about what we say in accord with our actions. And see if our actions went with our knowledge. But the white people is making a false show of friendship today to get you to go to hell. And they're teaching you deceivingly that when you die, you go to hell. When you die, you go to heaven. There is no such thing as heaven or hell or life of any kind after you die, physical death. The death that you can be resurrected from will be from the mental death. He teaches you that to hide that truth. The heaven, you will not go to heaven. Stop looking for a heaven to go to while after you die. The heaven is just as good as what they say, what you think, because you think it's glory, peace, contentment, everything you need. That's true. The satisfaction of heaven, that is true. But it's not in the way that you think. You think that is on this earth after the white race is removed from the planet and the rule is returned back to the original black man. That is when we're going to rule unlimited. That is when we're going to have unlimited progress. Just like the universe is progressing constantly. We must progress constantly. That's the heaven. This heaven will consist of good homes, friendship, money, luxury, contentment, and peace of mind. That sounds pretty good, don't it? That all this satisfaction and this righteousness, Master Farah Muhammad wants to give this to us. But the white race wants to keep us from going to heaven by telling you that you have to follow Christianity and you have to die and to go to heaven. And that if you don't believe in Christianity, you're going to die and go to hell, which is a lie. The hell, we have actually been born in hell. We've been in hell already. So don't be afraid of going to hell. But just as there are two hells, the first is the suffering and the grief. And all of what we've been suffering for 400 years, yes. But when you get these teachings, you're going to go through a hell of grief and suffering because you know that you should have accepted the truth, but you didn't. The second hell is the final destruction of America. That is the second hell that ain't coming. That's the fiery destruction that you read about in the Bible. And on that day, which is soon approaching, on that day, everybody will bear witness, even to the stubborn, hard-headed Orthodox Muslims who refuse to accept the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They will be very disappointed on that day that Orthodox Islam is not the truth and will not lead them any farther than the devil's world, and they'll die with the devil. Everything is being made new. Allah, Master Farah Muhammad, he makes all things new. We are actually, by receiving these teachings, it will affect our brain cells in such a way that it will produce a different growth in our mind and also our body, which will translate. Because at times, when you have such a strong emotion or a strong thought or a stress or even a high piece of wisdom would have such a deep effect on you, your thoughts. A stressful thought will have such a deep effect on you that it will change the surface appearance of your face. Not only does it change the skin, it will have an effect on your brain and will result in effect across your whole body. That's why if you're constantly worrying, which is what Christianity makes you to think, they're of an unseen God and an unseen devil that will get you if you do not read the Bible and worship a dead man, a prophet named Jesus. If you're constantly worrying and being afraid, that will begin to affect your organs and will make your face look different. And just as the supreme wisdom of Master Farah Muhammad, which this is a book that you can get. I have all of the books that I'm telling you about. You can get them. The supreme wisdom of Master Farah Muhammad will change your mind and is designed for the black man's brain to reset our mind and take out the false mind that the white man put in us and to give us back to our own, but to make our own better than it was before and to give us the mind of Allah himself. When you study the universe, you will learn yourself. And you will also learn, and yourself is Allah. And when you study Allah, you will learn who God is, because God is Allah. And yourself is Allah, the original black man, and you'll get his mind by studying these teachings. These teachings will change you in such a deep way. But the thing that we must know is we must separate if you have a white wife or a white husband, you will go to hell, meaning you'll be destroyed in this world, not after you die. And before you get destroyed, you'll go through so much suffering, you will not make any success, and your whole life will crumble down around you, and you'll lose everything that you have. And if you have a lot of money and wealth, so-called wealth and money and vehicles, you won't be able to enjoy any of it. You will be so tormented from the stress of rejecting the truth. And if you have a white woman, that's actually where you get cancer from. And gonorrhea and syphilitic germs is by mixing with white people. Or if you have a white man. That's how cancer, that's how all the diseases, because their blood being weak attracts germs. And by us mixing with them and by them raping our black woman, that mixed the germs in with us. But now today, in this integration, since we is cohabiting with them, we getting all of their germs. So if you have that, and you want to talk about that you don't want cancer, you're going to eat some healthy food, but you sleeping with a dog, a two-legged dog, a white woman, if you sleeping with her who is deceiving you, you're going to get cancer. You're going to get syphilis. You're going to get all these different things because they got germs. Or if you sleeping with a he dog, a white man, you're going to get that. And he's really going to affect the woman because when you, black woman, when you bring forth the white man's filthy seed, filthy and corrupted seed, that's going to leave a germ in you that will never leave. And that's going to affect you. And your child will not have your blood in it. It'll have the white man's blood in it. That's why it's such a terrible thing for a white man to get with a black woman. It's a terrible thing. But I want all y'all to know, if you got a white girlfriend, wife, a white boyfriend, husband, you can keep him if you want. Or if you got white so-called family members, that's your partner, that's your best friend. But especially if you going with them. If you got white people around you, you can stay with them if you want to stay with them. That's your choice. But you will be destroyed because of that choice. Because Allah wished to destroy them and hate that they was even made. The reason they trying to get with you is they showing you a false show of friendship in order to trick you by them just saying, "Oh, I love you." No, they don't. No, you don't. Because if you did, you would try to separate. And the ones who do want something good for us is not trying to, the message said, is not trying to oppose these teachings. So there's nothing a white person can do to not be a devil except to be born again, which means to be grafted, which it takes 600 years. They have to be changed back into a black person. It took 600 years to make them white, so you have to go 600 years to make them black again. And we're not going to waste that time. They all being destroyed. So I want every last one of you to know, your white woman, get rid of her. I don't care. Your white man, get rid of him. Separate yourself completely from white people. Stop practicing their dress. Stop practicing how they do things and get the hell away from them. If you got one, you taking a downhill car ride straight to hell. And I don't mean after you die. I mean you are bringing on upon yourself one of the worst things. And it can't be said that you did not know, because I'm telling you right now, and I never said nothing. It is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad who said it from Allah. Master Farad Muhammad told Elijah Muhammad. And now we continue. We make a fool out of ourselves by jumping up, worshiping the days and people that the white slave master and his children say we are to worship. We, the black people, have no right to worship one day of Jesus of 2,000 years ago. For Jesus came ahead of time to bring about a judgment of this people. And he died for the mistake that he made in understanding the scripture. Then Jesus declared that he would go away, give his life for what he stood for. And we got lessons. Do not our lessons say that were given by Master Farad Muhammad, that our word is bond and our bond is life, and we shall give our life before our word shall fail? Same it is with the prophets. These prophets were not sent to us. The white race killed them and said that they, after the man is dead, that's what all the people like to do today, is to wait till the man is dead and then speak about him so they can lie. Those are the lies of Satan. And anyone who tries to go and change something that a man did when he was alive, and tries to change it after his death, that is the workings of Satan. And that's a satanic mind, when you wait till a man is dead and then you go out and spread lies about him. That's what the white race is doing about Jesus 2,000 years ago. And anybody else who does that, even if you're not white, that's mentally who's a devil. If you go out and wait after the man is dead, especially a righteous servant of Allah, to go out and try to make up some things about him for your own personal benefit, or to mislead people. Because mixing truth with falsehood misleads people. And the thing too about the and you just read right here, I'll say it again. We make a fool out of ourselves by jumping up, worshiping the days and people that the white slave master and his children say we are to worship. The devil has given us nothing, and we like that, which I'll tell you further on why that is, why that's so. But we do that without fail. The people who claim to be the most conscious, the most in the know of black people, go out and turn right around after saying how black that you is and how much you know and how conscious so-called that you are. You turn right around and go and be a tool and a slave, and go right around and worship the days and the people that white folks set up for you. All of the days we worship them. You even go to the white man's college and research black history and so-called African history, and say that I know a lot about the truth. I went to the university. Whose university did you go to? Who told you that whose degree did you get? That's your slave master's degree. Your university who taught you about so-called African history is a 6-day-old baby. And when I say 6 days, I mean 6,000 years. The white man, he taught you about your history in Africa, the devil, the liar. Look at that. I'll get on that in a second. But they taught you that. These know-it-all, so righteous, not righteous, but they say that they are so knowledgeable and they so deep and conscious in a way that they go out and go right back to sleep, and they go and follow what white folks tell them to follow. And this is the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, not me. And the same with the people. You go out and talk about Martin Luther King. He brought us integration. We go with white folks now. You worshiping a man, and the white man goes in, as a messenger says, goes out and names streets after. The only people that he will go out and worship, the white man, the only people, black people that the white man will worship and go out and name streets after, name colleges after, are ones that oppose the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The white man worships Malcolm in order to oppose the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The teachings of Malcolm didn't have no teachings of his own. If you don't understand, the white man worships Malcolm and has you worshiping Malcolm and can't do without him in order to oppose the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because the Malcolm that they show to you is not the Malcolm that followed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Malcolm that had great works, because I'm not speaking bad about Malcolm, I'm speaking the truth about him. And while he was underneath the messenger, you can't find a man who had works like that. Powerful, untouchable. It was a great man underneath the messenger. As soon as he left, all that goes out the window. And that's what the white man wants to make you think that Malcolm has something of his own and wants you to follow Malcolm after he left the messenger. The Malcolm that was powerful and the Malcolm that was effective in was teaching black people and doing good was being guided by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But then he wanted to go out, I believe like Peter, and go and try to walk on water himself, and then sank into the water and drowned. And if you sink, sometimes you might just never come up again and die. And that'll happen for your mistakes. And the thing is that what you see, you got all these Malcolm X streets, you got all these Martin Luther King streets, you got all these colleges named after them, and the white man has you following them because they was against the messenger. And what you don't know is that before Martin Luther King was took out, he was meeting with the messenger, so they was afraid that that would happen. And since Martin Luther King was still underneath slavery, suffering, and death, Christianity, he was too afraid, but he even admitted that my dream turned to a nightmare and that all white people actually is snakes. The messenger asked him, he said, it's not all of them? It's not any of them good? The messenger said, white, you got many snakes. A snake don't always kill you in the same way. Some snakes have venom. Some snakes don't have no venom, but they're a constrictor. They go wrap around you and choke the air, which is the life, out of your body. Other ones will swallow you whole. You got all these different snakes. You got some that's harmless, but they still a snake. And he agreed with the messenger. Let us continue. So you do not have anything to worship on the day of the year for Jesus, because he did not have any day for us to worship. If he had a day to be worshiped, it would have been for Jews and not for you and me. Stop. Now, there's some of you out there who think that you're a black Jew. There's no such thing as a black Jew. You can be you can be a white man faster than you can be a Jew. And that's easy. To be a white man, you can be white. You can be white-minded. You can preach Christianity. You can preach so-called togetherness, and you could say that it don't matter what color he is, because it don't matter what color he is. The white man's the devil. He could have been purple. He's the devil. It's his nature. But y'all who say that are white-minded. You who want to talk about the white man's history is white-minded. So yes, you can be white quicker than you can be a black Jew. A Jew is a devil. All white people are Jews and devils. Wherever a white man goes, he changes his name to that place where he go. All them Jews over there in Israel who got Hebrew names, they got Hebrew names because they went to Israel. All them, the ones who went there, they was Polacks, Italians, Russians. They all had them names. They all have Polack names, Russian names, all them different names. They changed it whichever country they go. Jews made Christianity. Jews killed Jesus. White people are Jews. The white man changed the Bible to say that the chosen people are the Jews in order to hide the black man. So yes, the chosen people is the black man, but the chosen people are not Jews. Jews are devils. And that is the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. So wherever you see a white man is a Jew, he's a devil, he's a snake, and he's against you. So I'm just like to clear that up, because our people believe that we are Jews. And I'm not saying this to try to insult you or to try to provoke something out of you. I'm telling you this because we is actually not Jews. And the white man uses the term Israel and Hebrews to hide the black man. So get out of thinking about some Hebrews and Israelites and being a Jew. That has nothing to do with us. Jews are white people. So if you do not have anything to worship on the day of the year for Jesus, because he did not have any day for us to worship. If he had a day to be worshiped, it would have been one for the Jews and not for you and me. For we were not there to be represented. Jesus came to the Jews and not to us. And then he got disappointed that he was ahead of time of the Jews to preach the doctrine of the destruction or judgment and the setting up of a new kingdom of heaven after the destruction of the Jews' civilization. Jesus was born 2,000 years ahead of the judgment of the Jews. So you go out and spend your hard-earned money to worship with white people. They force you under the disguise and defraud you into worshiping the birthday of the wicked old Nimrod on December. And if you knew the truth of him, you would not dare worship it. There are so many false statements that have been made to keep falsehood strong enough for you to continue to believe until today. Falsehood has come face to face with truth, and falsehood cannot stand in the face of truth. Truth condemns falsehood. For this world and this life and this way of civilization is falling. It will soon be no more. You are at the end before you realize it. Of course, the scientists of white people try to tell you, but you are so sold to the falsehood that they have taught you and me for the last 400 years that you have come to love it. You would rather have the false than to have the truth. That is why you do not follow me. But every one of you should take those bells off your door. It is a foolish thing to worship a God with a bell, while the Bible tells you that God will use a trumpet. If you display anything, it should be a trumpet and not a bell to announce the resurrection and the judgment. Leave off the false, for truth has come and falsehood must vanish. These was the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad out of Our Savior Has Arrived. Now, after this, I would say this introduction, and how we are furthering. So I believe that enough has been said about the white people's holidays, and we should now know and understand, because of the words from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, how he explained it to you and me, that we should not be celebrating white people's holidays. So we should go out from spending our money and wasting it in the foolishness. So do not wait for the, don't waste your money tomorrow. Keep it in your pocket for yourself. And if you're gonna get your mother anything, get her one of the publications of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, the original woman, and also the 9th month of labor, over 75% of the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was for the black woman that is in America. No nation can raise higher than its woman. A nation is judged by its woman. All of this is due to the fact that the nation that we produce has to come through the woman. The black man being the God and the originator, which is the number one. Allah is represented by number one. And in order to create and recreate, he created himself and he created a woman. And now he comes to recreate, which will reproduce what was here in the beginning. In order for us, the woman, I say it like this, the woman gives birth to our nation. Whatever affects the woman, going to affect the entire nation. If the woman is underneath, and I'll give a very plain explanation. They advise you not to use alcohol while you're pregnant. Because when you was pregnant, that alcohol, not only does it affect and hurt your body, it's going to affect and hurt the baby. Now that baby is going to come about with mental effects. It's going to come up with brain damage, and it might even die. And it's going to come up, if it survived the pregnancy by its mother consuming alcoholic drinks and beverages while she was pregnant, that affected the baby. That baby is going to come up with a lot of struggles and mental difficulties for his life because his mother used liquor when she was pregnant. What the mother has, the baby going to have it, going to affect it. Even more, even just as detrimental as what is done by the mother while she is pregnant, even more detrimental is what happens of the upbringing of the child. What happens to us when we is a child, that will affect us our entire life. All of the things your parents raised you, the experiences you had, especially as a little boy, a young boy, a little girl, that is going to affect you and last the rest of your life, for better or for worse. Where your experience as a child is going to affect you so deeply, and if it's the wrong and a bad thing, that will make you on an uphill battle. For 400 years, we've been being raised the wrong way, in a dysfunctional, self-destructive way, a self-hating way, a way to stop us from being ourselves, which is a righteous Muslim, meaning one who by nature submits to do the will of God entirely, and to be wicked, which is not ourselves. Yes, we've acted wicked because we was taught and blinded by the wicked man, the white race of devils. And yes, some white people can do something good to you, but that don't make them good. That's the actions. We talking about the nature. But the woman, the black woman, is so important of these teachings. All of this goes together. Give me some chance and I'm going to tie everything up. I'm going to tie it up and to where you think it's like that wall behind me. It might be different panels of drywall, but when you put that mud over it, you put some tape on the seams. If you drywalling, you put up your drywall. You got your what do you call it? You have your frame. You got your wood frame. This whole room is a wood frame. You can see the trim. You can see the door. You can see the walls behind me. You can see the paint that's on the walls, and the trim got white. You can see the ceiling paint. You can see it all. But behind all this, the bare bones of it is the wood frame. You got the wood frame. You take your drywall. You got these pieces. It ain't just the whole wall. You wonder, how did they make this room? Because we don't know. This white man do it for us. So you got the pieces of drywall. You put them up there. You put your screws in them. You screw them in. And now you got these panels. And then you got to put some tape on the seams, which it means the edge. So if I'm cutting my drywall, and I probably got about 4 foot by 10 foot pieces. If I put one piece here, one piece there, it's going to be a line in the middle. That's the seam. You take your drywall tape, you put the tape on it, then you take this stuff, it's called mud. It's like some paste, or called drywall paste. You take you put it in your container. You got this thing to spread it on there. You spread it on there, and then you wait till it dries. It's real rough looking. You got to sand it down till it's smooth. When you do that, everything, or if you got a hole in your drywall to repair it, you got to put a patch, put that +3, that paste on there, and smooth it down. And then it's gonna be smooth. Everything gonna be smooth like this wall. Everything is pretty much smooth. But then it ain't gonna look right. So you gotta go and put your paint on there. That's your finish. That's a finishing trade. Painting is a finishing trade. That's what's on the outside. The framers, that's carpenters. You got ones who's drywallers and tapers, or mudders and tapers. They put the drywall up, and then you got it sand down so all smooth. And now you got the finishing trade. Because you can see, you can look, you see that's what, it's all these different stuff so then you paint over, make it look nice. But guess what though? Even though it's the finishing touch, when you painting, even though that's your last thing you're doing, you gotta, it ain't no straightforward thing. If you ever painted, you know. You might think, oh, painter, that ain't nothing. No, when you gotta get your roller or your sprayer. If you don't have a sprayer, you gotta roll it. And if you don't roll it right, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. It has to look good. So if you got to do a whole lot of preparation, and now you got your wall. Your wall's all good. But with the black woman, whatever she has, the baby's gonna have it. And our nation is judged based off our black woman. Now they go out and destroy the black woman in order to destroy our nation. That's how you destroy the black nation. That's what white folks is trying to do, is to destroy you. Over 75% of the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was made for the black woman in America. Over 75% of the message's work. It is most important that the black woman get the teachings of the MGT and the GCC and the knowledge of herself. Whatever the mother has, the baby is going to come forth with that. That is why there's so much different things which is been done to the black woman and is still being done to the black woman, and that you doing, that you had to get up out of because you was the mother. And that ain't no trifling job. But yes, that's what it is. Let me get this straight. Let's get this straight now. Well, I lost my thoughts, so I'll just, if I remember, we'll pick back up on that. But the thing is that the black woman being a mother of civilization, and her being a mother, she gives birth to more of the children's. So by the black woman being destroyed in America, all of her beauty taken away from her and being made ugly by the devil, the white man. Now he has made her an unfit mother. And now the messenger Elijah Muhammad has the hard job of reforming the black woman, well, of reforming the black nation, but he can't do it until he has to do it through the black woman. He has to fix her up so that the preceding generation that come forth from her is right. So that the children's coming from her is in the right way. The 9th month of labor, the messenger Elijah Muhammad is spiritually styled as a woman, because spiritually he is pregnant with the nation in the wilderness of North America. The black man in America was dead, but now the messenger Elijah Muhammad is in the 9th month of labor. I'll get to that in a second, but he's spiritually being styled as a woman, pregnant with a child. The child that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is pregnant with is us. He is trying to deliver the baby. Now, mathematics is Islam, and Islam is mathematics. can be shown and proven in no limit of time. That means this, that the truest language that we have is the mathematical language. And it is just as true as Islam is, and that is why it is the identification of the black man. Now, the mathematical language consists of 9 different numbers, or 10 of them, excuse me. You got 1 through 9, and you also have 0. And then if you look in so much as the pregnancy of a woman, which remember, the messenger Elijah Muhammad is spiritually symbolized, spiritually a woman. Symbolically, is spiritually symbolized as a pregnant woman. During a woman's pregnancy, it is broken into 3 stages, 3, 6, and 9. During the 3rd month is one of the most worrying months. It's unsure because the baby is just being formed, and as in this stage where the mother can expect a miscarriage. A miscarriage can take place within the 3 months. That's when she's the most vulnerable. But once the mother, with carrying the unborn child, is at her 7th month in the pregnancy, that is when the child has taken form and has a chance to be saved, and it can come forth. Then the 9th month is as Messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches, 9 is a justified number, and it is a number of completion. In the 9th month of a woman's pregnancy, she has reached the end, the 9th month of her labor. That is when she is burdened. She carries the heaviest burden. The load of a baby is at its heaviest. She's heavily burdened, and she is carrying the baby. And soon the baby will come forth from out of the darkness of her womb. And she is now thinking and preparing. She's making sure everything is ready for her baby to be brought forth. She is thinking that she's wondering if she will have to choose between her own life and the baby's life. She has all these different things that she must get ready and get prepared for to give birth to this child that she's been carrying. This is the most troublesome month, the hardest one, the 9th month of the labor. So as it is with Messenger Elijah Muhammad, carrying the unborn, the mentally dead black man in America, trying to give birth to raise us from being mentally dead and return us back into our own, which is the nation of Islam, the nation of freedom, justice, and equality. And as you being a woman, you should understand how, if you being a mother, should understand how hard it is being a mother, should understand the troubles that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is facing. And by you being over 75% of work being for you, meaning you is Allah's most prized possession. We have to take great care of you. You should understand how necessary it is for you to help him and to sympathize with him. You know what you've gone through. You know what he's going through or been through. Now, what he been through, what he went through. But the work is still continuing. And we must return to continuing the messenger's work, because most of us have fallen away from carrying on the messenger's work. So now we must return to it. What does the messenger's work do? Messenger Elijah Muhammad's work returns. Not only we who have fallen away from it, the people who used to follow his teachings have fallen away and must return again. The messenger's work will return the black man in America to himself, which is in the Nation of Islam. A nation, not a race, not an organization, none of that. A nation of Islam. Messenger Elijah Muhammad's work is to return the lost and found black man in the wilderness of North America to his own and reform him, putting him back into his own self, but making him better than ever and a ruler of the whole earth. So in the numbers, again, the mathematics is Islam. And we're going in the numbers of the birth. But what does this represent? The first number 1 represents Allah. And it represents us as being the first thing in the universe. That day is. Then you go along, you go throughout it as it's growing and developing throughout the numbers, and you work your way from number. Well, this is probably too much for you to see, but this is a yardstick. But you work your way all the way from number 1, and then you go to number 3. Starts to rotate. Oh, excuse me. Let me not hop so fast. As this is a thing. I'm not good at being fast. The only thing I can do when I'm fast is make a mistake. So I shall correct my mistakes. Where does this 1 come from? It comes from nothing, which is represented by by 0. It is self-created. So this number 1, which is Allah, the original Asiatic black man, came from nothing. Nothing produced him. He created himself out of nothing. And then within the process of going from 1 to 9, which is the final number, in that process, when you get to the 3, there was 1 atom of life in the universe, which was self-created. This one is Allah. Then it starts at 0, which everything came from, is nothing. There's no motion. Without motion, you can't have time. And then here this 1 comes about, and then it starts to rotate. And as it is turning and rotating, it's going from the stages from 3. It's an uneasy stage. It is getting over. Once you get to 7, it's taking on shape. It's taking on form. It's starting to form itself. Till you get to number 9. That is when everything gets into unison. 9 is a justified number, and there's also represents the completion. It's the final number you get to, 9. We're talking about the 9th month of labor in a woman's pregnancy. And why is 9 an important number to know? The 9 is the final number you get before it goes straight back to number 1. Everything goes back to number 1, which is Allah, the original black man. It goes back to the number 1 for the completion. Right? 9 is the final number before it represents the completion. Once you go from 9, you're going to go right back to the beginning, but better. That's what I'm getting to. You have even just as it is the final number before you go back to 1, this is the creation and the recreation. Allah is the first. The black man, Allah, came from nothing. Nothing produced it. We produce ourselves, 1 from nothing. Right as you get back to the finale, which is number 9, it don't end there. Here this 1 which comes back again. And here this nothing that was 0, it comes back too. It gets right behind the 1. Now you got 10. This 1 is no longer the power that it held in the beginning. When it comes right back after the 9, it goes straight back to Allah. And then comes this number 0, which is nothing. But this 0 placed right next to the 1 has increased this power tenfold. And now that is demonstrating to you, when you get to the number of 10, the power of Allah. The power of our creation and recreation. So through our woman, we gonna recreate ourselves. Another Allah. The black man, the woman ain't Allah. The woman's the vehicle that we use. She is the mother. We put ourselves inside of her, and then when we put our seed into her, and she carries and cultivates the seed and conceives it, makes the child. That child is an extension of you. It's another you. But guess what? Now your power is more. It's 10 more times. That's showing you the number 1 comes about, and then the number 0 was there, which is 10. That's the creation and the recreation, the whole process. And we made everything to bear witness after our self-creation. So we made a woman, and we also made our universe. First, we made out of one atom of light, we produced the sun as the center, the power, controller. It controls and dictates everything. It don't have to yell about nothing. It don't have to try to mistreat anything. Its power, its firmness, and its stance, it stands in its own orbit. When you receive the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as a black man, you stand in your own, we stand in our own orbit. We command the respect of everything. We are the controller. We allow nothing to happen. We control everything. We take charge. When you take charge, you don't ask for permission, and you don't wait or assume something. You take charge of that because you've been ordered to. That's your nature. But if you're waiting around for you don't wait around for someone to come and try to, oh, it's okay to do. No, when you've been put in charge, when you are Allah, you is in charge. You have to take charge. And God, we are to take charge of everything, the entire universe. The God means power and force. And the messenger said that power and force means God, but that we cannot have the power, or having the power to force things to happen is being God. And this is where I was going from it. Take means to obtain through power and force. Power and force means God. You can't have power and force until you have the wisdom to produce the power and force. Take means to obtain through power and force. Power and force means God, and Shabazz means the greater taker. And remember, you can't have the power and force until you have the wisdom to produce it. That is with the supreme wisdom of Master Farah Muhammad, is reproducing the power and force, making it better. Because Allah being the ultimate controller and having the power of creation and recreation, this is just what's taking place. Just like Allah was self-created out of nothing, the black nation being nothing in America, Allah, Master Farah Muhammad, came and took us being nothing, and now is going to make us just as powerful as he is. But we have to submit to his will and follow it, and then we will return to the post of God, and we'll be a nation of gods. We won't be a nation of followers. We won't be a nation, we'll be a nation of gods. That's what the messenger said he came to do, was make a nation of black gods. And God always has his woman, which is the black woman, not no white woman. How you gonna call how you gonna be the original man and you have a devil? You got a 2-legged dog, which you should be ashamed of yourself. No, the original woman is the most beautiful woman. We made everything. We made 9 planets in the universe to demonstrate our 9 stages that we went through before the creation and the recreation. Those 9 planets obey, they fall in line, and they submit to the sun. There ain't no hiccup in none of them. They all made at various differences, and each of the planets is made differently. Not every planet is the same. There's more I could be teaching on this, but we're not going to do that. The 9 planets all have is made out of different materials. It has a different climate on it. You can't live on another planet. You was made for this planet. Each planet is made for its own thing. But then we made a woman, and we made our woman a lot like after them 9 planets. Our woman is to submit to us. And I'm not saying you go out and slang some crack and you got your woman and she gon' get your back. She gon', because our people have done that. We made merchandise out of our own woman, just like how white people do it. We learned that from white people. You got how you gonna have your woman and she gonna be turning tricks for you. You think that you making dollars and stuff like that. Your woman's turning tricks and homing out there for you. Nah, that's one of the most terrible things. Nah, our woman is I don't mean submit to us and back us and trying to make us to get some money and to rob our own people and she helps me press pills. She helps me. She hides my stash. She hold my gun for me and stuff so I can sneak in. I can get past security. You know how they do it. You know how they do it and stuff. They gonna search the man, let the woman through and stuff. Oh, she gonna hold my gun. No, that's some foolishness. I'm talking about the black woman getting behind the black man, a black man who's following the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a black man who's himself. When a black woman submits, a woman was created to submit to a man. Her father, who's supposed to be underneath the messenger's teachings, when she submit to him and follow him, she gonna be in tune. And then when she become a mother and a wife, she submit to her husband. And that's the chain of authority and command. The black man is the head, the guide, the controller, the elevator. He drives everything up. Just like the sun drives up them 9 planets, and the 9 planets they don't miss a beat. They all do what they have to do, which is the meaning of the MGT and GCC. And even we made a woman to bring more of us in, just like the creation of the universe. It stays in the triple darkness of your womb, or it stays in triple darkness, but then once it's in the darkness of your womb, then it is the light. Number 10 is the light. Once you go through all them stages, you come out of the darkness of the womb of space, just like we made a baby. Once it goes into the woman's stomach, it starts turning around and rotating. If not, it's called a stillborn. A stillborn. It's not me, it's dead. And the black man in America, by us sitting down and not doing anything, we are considered dead. And until we get up and start to produce something and start to make motion, because time without a product is time wasted. And God is a production made by the actions of time. Without time, you don't have no God. So until we start making time for ourselves and productive, until we're going to be dead. Remain to be dead. But the woman, that baby, travels around her stomach, searching for the dough, making revolutions. Just like the first Adam had to start spinning and making revolutions until it could bring itself out of the triple stages of darkness. So while it's in the darkness of the mother's womb developing and taking form, when it comes to that number 9, that 9th month of labor, that mother is now, she's preparing for a baby to come. She got all these thoughts on her mind about what a baby's, she even gets to making the show that she has the clothes for the baby. Baby ain't even born yet. Just like the messenger is preparing, but he ain't worried. He's worried because the time is at hand, but he knows what will happen. So he's preparing to clothe us with the knowledge of self, the wisdom, and the understanding of Master Farad Muhammad. He's preparing to clothe us, his baby, the black man in America. He's preparing to clothe us with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and preparing everything. You know how they get the baby's crib, you get all this different stuff. Now, you're dealing with the pregnancy of a woman, it's a lot of things that can happen. When a woman is pregnant, when a woman is pregnant, it's some things that can happen. Sometimes when a woman goes to give birth in that 9th stage of the labor, it's heavy. It's a heavy thing she's carrying. And it's sometimes the woman can lose her life in giving the birth. And sometimes the baby can lose its life when you're giving birth. But not in this instance. In the instance of the messenger being pregnant with the black nation in America and trying to deliver it, the woman died while giving the birth. But the baby was still alive. The woman died, and when the woman was alive, when Messenger Elijah Muhammad was here among us, he sacrificed everything, even his health, because he already knew what was going to happen to the baby. He knew the black nation was going to be successful. He was running from a beast in Revelations. The beast chasing the woman to eat up her unborn child. The white man chasing the messenger, trying to stop him from giving birth to the consciousness of the black man in America, chasing after him. He suffered everything and then died in order to deliver us. But in this case, the baby did not die. They thought it died in 1975 with the work of, with the combined efforts of the devil, the hypocrites, and the leader of the hypocrites, Wallace, to destroy and to take out the Nation of Islam. But you can't. This nation has no birth record, has no beginning nor ending. So while the mother, and they didn't kill the mother, but the mother gave her life to deliver the baby. The messenger, Elijah Muhammad, gave everything, suffered, ridiculed, everything, and then finally gave his life just for us. And now we as a whole nation, and the messenger does live in the true followers of the messenger, Elijah Muhammad. His true followers is him. He took our mind out of our head and put his mind inside of it, because it was not his mind. It is the universal, supreme, divine intelligence of Allah, Master Farad Muhammad. His mind controls his mind is so far that the sciences can't see anything like an ending to his wisdom. His wisdom goes so far, he knows to the death of this universe. He has the power to destroy this universe. Master Farad Muhammad, he got the power to destroy this present universe and bring in a whole nother one that's even better than this one. That's how far his wisdom goes. So his mind is so strong that he controls the cells of your brain and puts them to thinking. So if you study the supreme wisdom and you study the messenger's teachings, your mind, which was given to you by the devil, goes away, and you replace your mind with the mind of Master Farad Muhammad, and you become powerful, because what Master Farad Muhammad wills, you will. And his will, nobody has the power, the authority, or the ability to stop it, delay it, or anything. Now, the messenger trying to give birth to the black man in America, he has, by us refusing to accept the teachings, we have delayed it and prolonged his suffering. Then he suffered death. And now we are keeping the devil alive by refusing to accept the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not condemning nobody. We're not to be condemned. But I'm telling you the urgency that get these teachings. Call me. We must all unite together underneath the Nation of Islam. Unite as one underneath the messenger's teachings. Not with no man in front, because me, myself, I'm not a follower. And you's not to be a follower. We are gods. We are to be abreast. I get up, and you get up, and we walk side by side. Because I'm not getting behind nobody. And you not to get behind another person. We are to be right together, because it's only in the teachings. It is one God, Almighty Allah, Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. And then number 2, his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And then number 3 is us. We all is equal. I can't put myself ahead of you, and I won't allow you to put yourself ahead of me. This moon right here, it means equality. And there's many teachings that I have even missed that I could have told you, but I'll do my best to keep up with this. The things which we should know, and one very important thing is we have lessons called the Supreme Wisdom Lessons by Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, which gives the student of it a thorough knowledge of himself, if understood, if you understand it. but it is to train us and to teach us of, of, of what we must know, and it is the wisdom which will produce a complete change. We have what I've been holding to, and I've been pointing to things. This is a what is called a yardstick. This is what is called a yardstick. Now this is in inches. This goes from 1 inch, and yes, you do got 12. From 1 to 12, that's 1 foot. But a yard consists of this from one. What is this? You got to. Well, you don't see it, but to 36. This marks 36. This is 36 inches. Your yard contains 36 inches. Now that is a unit of measurement, a yard, 36 inches. Now we have a lesson in the Supreme Wisdom lessons called the English C lesson. Why? What is a lesson? A lesson is something to be learned. What greater thing can we get than a lesson? And these lessons I'll show it to you who they for. These is the Supreme Wisdom lessons by Master W.D. Farad to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the lost found nation of Islam in the wilderness of North America, the original tribe of Shabazz. That means for you and me. That means for the black man in America. But these are lessons. Supreme means the most high. It means surpasses everything else. Nothing is higher. The black man is the most high. Allah himself is the most high. And Master Farad Muhammad is Allah. And this wisdom is above all other things. Mine is from above and yours is from beneath. That means that Master W.D. Farad's wisdom, Allah's wisdom, is above yours, and that the wisdom of the devil is beneath his. And these are in lesson form. A lesson is something to be learned. And in this, you have a yard, which is 36 inches. We have one which is an English C lesson. What is it teaching to you, and what is inside the lesson, and what is the meaning of the name of that lesson? In the mathematical language, you have 10 numbers. And that is one, mathematics. What is the first letter in the alphabet? A. What is the first? Allah. Allah is the first. Before him was nothing, zero. Allah is the first. In the mathematical language, you got 10 units. The first is Allah. Okay? What is the first letter? A. Okay, then you got in the English language, you have 26 letters. Okay, you can use the English language, and that you can use in the language, you got the 26 letters. That can be your B, A, mathematics. Then the B is the speaking of your language, which the language we're speaking consists of 26 characters, A and B. Now we must learn how to use our mathematics, Islam, and how to speak well. We must learn how to speak well, because we will not be successful unless we do speak well, for she knows all about you. And the she that it is speaking about, it means the messenger of Allah. Is not the messenger of Allah symbolically styled as a woman? She knows all about you. We must learn to use it in its proper term. We must get the knowledge of Islam, but we must learn how to apply it. The reason why I am speaking is to get over to you the knowledge of self. But it is not just to be heard. These books are not just to be read and studied. Well, it is to be studied, but they're not just to be, okay, I just know them. Time without a production is time wasted. This is to get us to stand up and to do for self, to build for self, to reclaim our own in the Nation of Islam. As I said in the beginning, I'm not teaching a religion. I'm teaching about yourself, what we must do for self. What we must do for self is, when you study Message Teachings, is not just to be something deep that you know. It is something that transforms your mind when you get to reading his supreme wisdom into thinking and wanting to do for yourself. All of your ideas, which has been hidden in the triple darkness of your mind, your mentally dead mind for 400 years, comes to the surface, and then all your abilities, your ideas, you're going to want to make a carpentry business. You're going to want to do a grocery store, a daycare center, all of them places. That's going to hop up within you. Whatever your idea and your vision is, you're going to work to bring your vision out of the triple darkness of your mind into the reality. And others, when you accept the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, others won't be able to see that because it's locked up in the triple darkness of your mind. So then you're going to be just like Allah, Master Farah Muhammad, and bring out of the darkness to the light. They can't see that because you haven't produced it yet. But Islam is a producer. It makes you to produce, to go out and produce it. And now it's seen. The world will soon bear witness to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the one who especially views a black man who rejects his teachings will be the loser. And say, man, why did I reject myself? So if you don't want to be like that, go ahead and get your books and get to studying. And it's not just by yourself. You don't have to do this by yourself. This is a nation. But going on to the thing is we must learn how to use our Islam. A and B. Mathematics and the alphabet. We must learn to apply so we can secure some benefit while we are living. These teachings is to teach us how to get money, luxury, good homes with an S, multiple homes, good homes, the best of homes, friendship, money. It's to secure you all these things while you living. That's heaven. Heaven is that's when you alive, not after you dead. Stop believing that slavery, religion, teaching of Christianity that you got to die to go to heaven. These things is while we alive. All right. So we have to secure these things while we alive, and that's the A and the B. When you learn you learn your mathematics, which is Islam, and you learn how to apply it. What comes after A and B? Then you get C. C. That's the third one, right? C. Why is it called the English C lesson? It is because that lesson of the English C lesson is showing and proving the white man to be the devil, and is showing and proving the white and condemning the white man to be the guilty. It's condemning white people to be guilty, and it's condemning them and showing and proving their destruction. And it's showing and proving you to be the black man, to be the righteous and to be excuse me. It's showing and proving, it's showing and proving the black man to be the let me restart. It is showing and proving the doom of the enemies of Islam, which means white people, and the destruction of the white race, and it's showing and proving the black man, the salvation of the black man, as signified by the coming of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad in the devil's own language of English C lesson. It is showing and proving the destruction and the devil's being guilty, and showing them to be destroyed and proving them to be wrong and to be destroyed in the judgment in his own language. That's why it's called the English C lesson. Why is it 36? You have your mathematics, 10. You got your alphabet, 26. If you learn, once you learn how to use them together, what's 10 plus 26? That's your 36. Now you got a yard. You got a whole yard. You got a whole yard, and now you've combined your mathematics and your alphabet, and you've learned how to use it in its proper terms so you can be successful to secure yourself money, friendship, good homes, luxury, all while you alive. Those are the teachings of Islam, which is to secure you, not when you dead. And it is also showing the 1 through 36, the English C lessons, is showing the damnation, is condemning the devils to be the guilty, and showing you the doom of the enemies of Islam, which is the devil, and it also consists of helpers of the devil, his tool and his slave, the preachers of Christianity, the people who preach integration, the people who preach that you have to go. I'm talking about other black people even, who help white people knowingly or unknowingly. Most of these tools and slaves of the white man is don't know it, but they being used as a tool and a slave, a robot, to go and to make you to think Allah is a mystery. By teaching you God is a mystery. You gotta die. Teaching you die to go to heaven, die to go to hell. Teaching you not that Master Farad Muhammad is God, and not that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is messenger, but teaching you away from that. Teaching you to go to hell with white people and to not go to heaven. It's showing you the doom of the enemies of Islam in the meeting of the rewards of the righteous black nation. And in that, it shows to you, what are some of these lessons? Number 1, my name is W.F. Muhammad. Number 2, I came to the wilderness of North America by myself. Number 3, my uncle was brought over here by the trader 379 years ago. And now I would like to get to this. Since we're dealing with pregnancy, birth, mothers, we're going back to this. The work of teaching, of reforming the black woman in order to making her a fit mother is extremely necessary. The devil destroys you and makes you to corrupt yourself by taking off your clothes and being filthy and wicked and ugly and other than yourself in order to affect the children. So the black woman has to learn how to be herself, in order to help the messenger get our whole nation. And the number 1 problem is the black man, but we're dealing with the sisters mainly today because this is very important. But they give birth to the children, right? In the English C lesson, it says that we love the devil because the devil gives us nothing. Well, I'll take it from the woman's perspective. I'll take it from the position of the woman first, and I'll go to the position of the nation as a whole, because as the messenger teach, that the nation is judged by its woman. So the black woman has been made so filthy and corrupted in slavery. You've been raped repeatedly by these white devils would take you and snatch your clothes off anywhere, any place and time, and have his way with you anywhere as a beast. As a filthy savage would take you and do that. But now you have become so accustomed to this, you do it without him even telling you to. And the thing is that I've seen this in the movies. And this is not just no movie. This happens. This happened in the slavery. There's a movie called Mandingo, and inside that movie, the slave master's son goes out and takes a slave woman, and he gets to pick between which one he wants to be his bed wench. He picks one woman and rapes her or sleeps with her. And then he says, "Oh, why are you looking afraid? You can look me in my eyes." She said, "Oh, I don't want to look you in your eyes. I'm too afraid." And then he said, "No, I want you to look me in the eyes." And then she starts to come and think. She starts to tell the other slaves, "Oh, he takes good care of me. He actually loves me. He lets me look him in the eyes when he rapes me." And then one day he brought her a pearl necklace or something like that. And then she thought that he loved her. Then one day when the pressure got on, he got mad, called her a nigger, and slapped the woman and beat her down and stuff, and threw it to the curb and said no, because something about it, his white woman got mad about him sleeping with a black woman. So he slapped her down, and she said, I thought that he loved me. And then even when her man tried to come back to her in the movie, she said, nah, the slave master's son can do better for me than you can do. And we've been deprived of everything. And she thinks that just because of a few shiny nickels that she disgrace her body. And then in that movie, the slave master's son, his wife finds out about it, and then the slave woman gets pregnant with the filthy seed of the white slave master's son, and then she gets mad and pushes the woman down the stairs, and it kills the unborn child. And then the woman gets mad about it, and when her husband goes off, this white woman goes to the big strong slave, forces him to sleep with her and says, if you don't sleep with me, I'm going to tell him that you tried to rape me. And then had her way with the man. Then she got pregnant, brought forth a black child, because it don't matter, the woman don't mean nothing about the baby. That's a black child. So when the child was born black, they synced it, and then they round all of them up, and then the main character, the main slave, the biggest, strongest one, his slave master used him and used to fight him in rings to fight his own brother and say, my nigga can beat up your nigga, and then fight him to death. And he made him fight and hurt and kill his own brothers just for the white man's benefit. That's exactly what's happening today. You was fighting each other, you was hurting each other, or outright killing each other for the white man's benefit. And then you sisters is being deceived by being alluring and trying to show off your body, trying to sleep with all these strange men, because the white man is tempting you with a couple of shiny looking nickels, which is all these jobs. You think you go to college. Oh, I don't need to have no children. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get me a good paying job. I'm gonna get me a high class apartment. I'm gonna get me a car. You don't have nothing. You being turned. You being. It's just like with a hoe and a pimp. That's all it is. You ain't getting nothing. You being used, and your use and your productiveness is being taken away. You're not having no children. You're taking birth control. You sterilizing yourself. That's a death plan. He wants to stop us from producing. And the message said that the white race of devils, the white man, is to develop a thing to sterilize black people to stop us from reproducing. But what does the thing? Inside our English C lesson, we got number 6. We love the devil because the devil gives us nothing. We receive nothing. Over the past 400 years, the black man in America the black nation in America is everything that the white man has made us, which is nothing. And when he said so-called put us in freedom, we sat down and let him be the God and let him produce everything for us. We produce nothing of our own. And we like the devil because the devil gives us nothing. Just like our woman, you see some of the meanest, I'm talking about some of the meanest sisters in the world. It's like, whenever you ever been cooking and you lift the pot up and all that steam comes, because if sometimes you have the pot cracked. Other times you put the pot right down on, or the pot lid. You leave it halfway on so the steam can get out. Other times you put on, the steam still gets out, but more of it's all trapped inside of there. It's cooking faster. So when you take off that, when you go to lift, if you got the spoon in it, you go to lift up the pot, all that steam built up and it rushes out and hits your hand, and you burn the hell out of your hand. If you ever been cooking, you know what I'm saying. When you lift up the pot lid, all that steam rushes out to your hand and burns you, because that's hotter than boiling water. That's the steam. It rushes up and burns your hand. You scald, it rushes up. You got sisters just like that, like you just opened up the top on a boiling pot of water, steam burnt the hell out of your hand. That's some of them sisters like that. Meanest things they is. You don't you look sideways, you gonna get burnt, brother. You brother know what I'm talking about. You see some of the meanest sisters in the world when it comes to a devil, a white man, they slave master who been raping them and taking from them for 400 years, stripping them and beating them down and giving them nothing in return. She goes to him and is the nicest thing and the nicest woman in the world to him and hates the hell out of you. Says, oh, you a po nigga, you ain't got nothing and stuff like that. And to be calm, the white man can disrespect her, mistreat her, do anything, and she gonna be nice. And we in turn have been made to be impatient and hateful towards ourselves because we love white people. Christianity made us to hate ourselves, divided us, made us to kill each other. Islam come to unite us, and now you say Islam is teaching hate when Christianity is telling us hate. What do you call what you see here? These white people being proud of lynching our two brothers up here. This is not hate. Oh, not all of these are devils. Just because they lynch and kill us, they not devils. This Christianity and this flag of America is death. And it'll be your destruction. And you want to think that you can get by sleeping with a damn heifer, a white woman, the universal Delilah? You think a white man is going? No, we've been made too impatient towards ourselves, and we so over tolerant with white people. We'll take anything from them and stuff. When we should stand up like men and stop that and take our woman out of that foolishness and say, clean yourself up, put some clothes on. Come on, now get out these streets. Tell the devil, get the hell away from my woman. I'm gonna cut your damn head off. I'm gonna cut your hand off. And I'm gonna take your head. And if she want to go with you, I'm going to take both your heads off. They go out they'll go out and make up a lie that we whistled at one of their women so that they can lynch us. But then here the slave master comes into our house and takes our women and sleeps with them, and we don't do nothing about it. Hell no. We're going to snatch her take charge of that woman, take the woman, say, no, baby, put some clothes on, get away, and then take the white man out. We would be more respectable if we killed ourselves, committed a mass suicide, and killed our own women than to let our women be raped and go and be disgraced by white men. This is about the black woman, but the black woman can't go wrong if the black man don't let her. If we is 100% ourselves, she'll be 100% herself. That's what the messenger said. If you got a problem with that, go ask the messenger. Or you say he's not here. You should ask him when he was alive. Don't talk to me. We love the devil because the devil gives us nothing. Why do we like the devil? Because the devil put fear in us when we was a little kid, a little boy. I'm trying to tell you, we was a little boy, the devil put fear in us. When you was a child, that what happens to you, what they say, traumatic things that happen to you, that affects you your whole life. And if you don't have the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you'll never be able to overcome it. You got to do so much work every day. You got to strive. These teachings will make you to overcome anything. I don't care what you was born with. I don't care if you have a mental disability. That'll make you overcome it because this will actually change the structures of your brain. When you looking at half-naked women all the time and naked women, that actually kills your brain cells. When you start to consume a whole bunch of ignorance, you looking at the white man is made us to be a porch monkey, to be a little monkey for him and to dance around, act a damn fool and be an entertainer to him. You got all these foolish brothers online traveling all these different countries, acting like a damn coon, acting a fool, acting like a monkey, trying to act ignorant to be funny to people. You got all these women traveling the whole world, showing off exposing their naked bodies. It's a shame, but This fear was put in us when we was a little kid. We gotta understand about the childrens. These are being raised by women who don't know nothing. You sisters that have such an important job, y'all have to be taught by God, Master Farah Muhammad, in order to raise your children. We is throwing our children away. Don't you understand how effective they is? How much they can be affected? We have to go and teach these little babies. Make sure they raise. When you raise with, even with just the slightest things will affect you. If your parents is a narcissist, that's going to stunt the child's growth. That's going to make the child second guess himself, try to always think that he's guilty. And it even says that he might have some narcissistic effects himself. If your parents is your mama is a hoe, that's going to affect the one. If your daddy is a John, that's going to affect you. If your whatever sort of little things, if your parents, even if the mother, if the mother has thoughts of adultery, which means going with another man, while she's pregnant, the baby's going to come up and be rebellious. If the mother don't breastfeed the child, the baby's not going is going to go into childhood delinquency, juvenile delinquency. These things happen to us at a young age. We got all these people who was dysfunctional because when we was at a young age, we was mishandled. We got to protect these and teach these little kids. These little kids don't have nothing, and they being ruined and getting worse and worse as time goes on. Don't you know when you was when you younger, everything affects you more. Why do we still fear the devil now that we a big man? Because the devil the devil taught us to eat the wrong kind of food. Also, we're gonna get to the physical food in a second because that's another thing. I'm gonna teach on that in just 1 second. But also the wrong wisdom had been given to us. The wisdom, the white man's being wickedly wise in technology gave us technology and been feeding us the wrong teachings of Christianity and also of all of this stuff. Hate yourself. Loving white people makes you to hate yourself. Integration, the message to teach, once they integrate the schools, black little boys is going to come home with a 38 and go start killing each other and killing their whole family. What do you see today? He said the white nation is a nation of freaks. Freaks, faggots, homos, lesbians, all this sort of stuff. Bisexuals, you got all this filth and indecency. That don't come from the original man. Hell no, it don't. That comes from white folks. And he said as soon as you integrate us, you're going to have little boys going with little boys, little girls going with little girls, and you're going to have all these freaks and all this sexual perversion. What's happening today? You see a widespread like wildfire. Nah. So I would like to read a problem. As was said, a problem. A problem is something that has to be solved. A problem is something that has to be solved. It is something proposed to be solved. We have a problem book, and this book, this problem book, teaches us of the so-called American Negro, the black man in America, teaches us of our miserable state of condition in a mathematical way. This is problem number 9. And excuse me for rushing past certain things. And also we must also remember that these supreme wisdom lessons are the word of Almighty God Allah, Master W.D. Farah Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. And the Allah does not say one word that does not have meaning to it. Every word that is in this problem I'm going to read you, and in all the words of the supreme wisdom of Master Farad Muhammad, does not have one word that don't have meaning in it. Allah don't got to say one word unless it has meaning. Each word got wisdom that has to be studied, turned over. You got to make revolutions around it over and over again. You got to study it. And that don't have some deep wisdom that's to be dug out. And you can only get that by being right very close. You have to be exactly with Master Farad Muhammad. You have to be only a pure, righteous Muslim can get these to understand. You have to have a clean heart that's without spot nor blemish. You have to be clean from even filthy thoughts. Swine is any unclean thing. Filthy thoughts are even swine. Even to the food, shrimps become swine. Hell, even chicken becomes swine because that's a filthy animal. But it's not one word that don't have meaning. It has to be studied, and the only way that we can get out the meaning, and we have to seek the meaning and seek it and go out and teach it, is to, and while we teaching, we have to be extremely, very, very careful to be exactly with Master Farad Muhammad and his messenger, Elijah Muhammad. And unless we, without adding, without taking away, keeping the messenger's teachings word for word, right and exact, this he said now. And if we stay with Master Farad Muhammad, he'll guide us. But if we go along our own guidance, we will be wrong. So I'm reading the problem number 9. The population of Detroit is 1,500,000 people. There are 250,000 original nation. That means the black man in America. During these hard times, for lack of jobs, not having enough money to buy food, they eat 2 meals per day. And I'm going to stop here. Every time that time is mentioned, it says that they eat 2 meals per day. The time that is mentioned so much in these lessons means everything to us. It means that, because in these lessons I mentioned hours, minutes, days, years, the time often mentioned throughout all of these problems mean everything to us. And the time means this, that we should not allow 1 minute to pass us by that leaves us idle. We cannot afford such. And there are 60 minutes in an hour. The hours that are mentioned is the hour of the meeting of the rewards of the righteous black man in America who follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad word for word, right and exact, don't act without adding to them nor taking away from them, and the meeting and the doom of the enemies of Islam. And then the 24 hours which make up a day, that means the day of the judgment. And the year is mentioned as the 7,000 year, which we are inside of now, which is the 7th day or the 7,000th year that of the black man's rule. But the time means everything to us. Suppose the average person eats 4 ounces of bread, 10 1/5 ounces of poison animal, 3 1/3 ounces of rice, 4 1/8 ounces of other meal helper. It is known by the medical profession and other wise Muslim sons that the poison animal sounds the mental power 1/16 of an ounce per every 10 ounces of poison animal. If the average person contains 7½ ounces of brain, then Mr. Muhammad would like to know, how long will it take to sound the 7½ ounces at the above eating rates? The average person can be robbed successfully with 1/3 of unsound brain. Then how long will the devil have to wait to rob of said the poison animal eater at the above rates? Now, we have been taught to eat the wrong kind of food. And what is this meaning of robbing your brain? The pork, which is what we must explain before we can go further. The pork consists of 99.9% poison germs. The pork is not like an actual meat. It is a small mass of parasitic worms called trichinella. These worms, once you eat them, and these worms cannot be killed by cooking, they survive. And they are especially abundant within the fat of the pig, but all pork has these worms. When you eat pork, the worms embed themselves into the stomach lining. Then they travel throughout your body. These parasitic pork worms, which come from eating the pig, which is the divinely prohibited swine flesh, affects, when these worms lodge themselves into your joints, they create arthritis, and they go into your muscles, making muscle aches and pains. That is where arthritis comes from. It's not a family condition. It is a family condition of eating the wrong poison animal. They eventually go into your spinal cord and make them up into your spinal fluid, which travel up your spine into your brain, which is called the gray matter. Once they get there, they affect you mentally by making the poison animal eater brazen, careless, just like the attributes of the pig: fat, lazy, greedy, shameless. The pig is the only animal that sits around in its own filth and eats until it can't stop eating. And the poison animal eater eats too much food and also is shameless. Our black woman, by eating it, is said, oh, has been made shameless. When you see a black woman who stripped herself, has stripped herself nearly naked and is going around acting proud with a loud and rough voice and is going out being without no shyness. The black woman in America been robbed of a shyness by the devil, been made to be other than herself. And it's been said by the last messenger of Allah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that Allah hates loud and rough voices on a woman. Our woman is delicate and is to have a beautiful, soothing voice. That's how your voice is supposed to be. But the pork worms affect you in such a way, and it also makes you short-tempered and what they call hot-headed. So when our people are fighting each other on the streets and easily angered, that's because of the mental effects of eating pork. When these pork worms get into your brain, they freeze, or which ossify your brain cells. Ossify means to harden. When you eat pork, those pork worms that travel to your brain harden your brain cells and freezes them. Christianity also is swine because it is a filthy religion, and it also freezes your heart towards loving your own black self and freezes your mind by keeping you in ignorance, by looking for life after a death. But these pork worms freeze that. When they took our little babies and they made our babies eat pork, when they brought us here, it hardened our brains. It stops you from thinking. So by you eating this, by you get to the age of 13, you're going to notice it's going to be a change inside it. And this can rob you with 1/3 of unsound brain. That they introduced pork at a young age Because whatever a baby has affects you more than a grown person has. It still affects a grown person, but the baby gets worse. Just like if you use laundry detergent, it'll cause a rash on the baby. But to you, you won't see a rash most of the time. It's not meaning it's not hurting you, but the hurt is not really being seen. But the baby is so delicate that you can see it immediately. Just as is with the pork. So the pork worms work more on the baby because you've been had it. It's already worked on you, but it's just now working on the baby. So it'll work quicker and faster because the baby is more delicate. These pork worms harden and freeze your brain from thinking for self. It makes you stupid. It makes you dumb. It makes you lazy. It makes you ignorant. It stops you from thinking properly. It makes you dumb. It dumbs you down. It makes you a slave. It makes you stop thinking about anything about yourself. You just go along, a robot. They did that to our babies, and today they are feeding us the wrong foods. In slavery, when we was made to eat out of troughs, they did not give us no regular food. They gave us animal feed, as well as pork. But they gave us animal feed that we still eat today. We still consume pork. What's the animal feed they gave us? Collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens. That's the same as eating weeds. Your stomach that's too hard for your stomach to digest. That wears down on your stomach lining. You can't digest, that is grass. The reason that they eat that and where they call Africa is because they are in poverty. Because people say, oh, well, that we always ate that. They eat it in Africa. Because you think that you know so much and you don't. You don't know how to eat to live by God in person, by Elijah Muhammad, from God in person, Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. You don't know that. So you try to assume and think. They gave us sweet potatoes. With sweet potatoes has these, it has gas inside of it and it's starchy and sugary and contributes to sugar diabetes. Yams, all that stuff, white rice. They also gave us cornmeal, grits, cornbread, anything, even tortillas and stuff like cornmeal is too hard to digest. Them grits and them cornbread that you eat is too hard for you to digest. It's animal feed, cattle feed, black-eyed peas, kidney beans, pinto beans, red peas, red beans and rice, all these things, that is cattle food. You cannot digest any beans. Don't eat no beans except the white, small navy bean. That is an ancient bean, and that's the most, what they say, superfood. They say you should be eating mushrooms and peanuts and cashews and all these things that kill you. No, navy beans is the highest and richest food in the healthy fats and starches which support your life. So teaches the messenger. It's in a book called How to Eat to Live. Get the book. I have it for you. This is slavery food that you still eating. It's not your culture. That is animal food. That's not for you. How to Eat to Live will show you what your culture eats. Eating sweet potato pies and pound cakes and pork chops, collard greens, smothered liver, smothered in onion gravy. All that stuff is slavery food. Let's continue. And it works on your mind. Your digestion affects your mind, but the pork is the worst of all. It is also known to the civilized world that 10 ounces of poison animal destroys 3/100% of the beauty appearance of a person. Then Mr. Muhammad wants to know, how long will it take to destroy the whole 100% of the beauty appearance of the above eating race? Our women have been made ugly. Our whole nation been made ugly. The black woman, now you want to go, is the only woman, is the most beautiful woman there is. Black, your skin has the essence of all color. The black woman is the only woman that's made, black woman is the only woman that there is that do not need makeup. You don't have to put no color on your face because your face has the depths of all color in it, in your black skin. Your skin, everything about the black woman is the most beautiful by you being an original woman. When you don't eat pork, pork makes you destroys your beauty appearance. But you don't need to wear no makeup, be painting on your nails, putting dyeing your hair or changing your looks or putting on false hair and weave and all that stuff. But by us being here in America for 400 years and eating the pig, that's robbed you of your beauty appearance. Even on your skin don't look good. And you think, oh, I need this, I need that. If you follow the book, How to Eat to Live, and you stop eating the pork, that'll make your skin look better. That'll make you look real fine and stuff. But your black skin is the most beautiful skin. White women need makeup because they're a made up woman. They made up. But since they made from you, you got the essence of all color and beauty inside your black skin. But then what it's talking about in this lesson about being robbed of your beauty appearance, that is talking about this. It's not just talking about, it's talking about your inner beauty, a person's knowledge, understanding. You've been robbed. Being in America, you've been robbed of all of your beauty, your knowledge of self. Now you don't know how, you're not yourself. You other than yourself by living the American way of life and not living the way of life taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. By you living other than yourself and by being careless, overweight, taking your clothes off, that has made you ugly. You without no sort of knowledge or intelligence. But your knowledge and your understanding and that's your inner beauty. That's saying that it robs you of your inner beauty. You can see one, you can say, oh, she a fine looking broad, she got it going on and all that stuff. No, she ain't fine looking, she ain't beautiful. Because when she opens up her mouth, she gonna be talking some ignorance, talking about that she's a bee and a hoe and she's the baddest bee. And that she needs her a street nigga who gonna slang some dope and play some basketball and stuff. A whole bunch of damn foolishness. You're gonna see all this sort of ignorance and stuff. And when she open up her mouth, she gonna and you just look at her. That's ugly. When you look at our people, robbing our people, that is ugly. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about the beauty appearance, a person's knowledge. We have been robbed of our knowledge of self. All of it, we've been made ugly. We've been robbed of the knowledge of ourselves. And this is what it's teaching. I'm going quickly through this, but it can be taught. It's so much to be taught, but I'm only going on what I know. Any student in the University of Islam will be rewarded by the minister of Islam. So get busy and submit your answer to your teacher at once. What does this mean? Submit your answer to the teacher. The problem is something we solve. It says submit your answer to your teacher. It says, so get busy and submit your answer to your teacher at once. So it's telling you, hurry up. It's not telling you, it's telling you, get busy. Get producing, get working, and hurry up and submit yourself to Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, Allah himself, and answer your teacher, Elijah Muhammad. Answer her at once. Answer her and accept yourself. And help solve this problem. And I don't mean that we can't help them. But when I say help solve the problem means to be yourself. If you be yourself, that's helping solve the problem. If I be myself and our woman be ourselves, then that's that. The rewards and prizes are awaiting the best winner. Prize number 1, $100. Prize number 2, $50. Prize number 3, $25. Reward number 1A, large Quran Sharif. Reward number 2, home Quran Sharif. Reward number 3, a pocket Quran Sharif. The rewards and prizes are awaiting the best winner. the Supreme Minister John Muhammad said that the messenger told him about these rewards and prizes. He said that you might be surprised to go to heaven and you might be surprised to go to hell. So don't look for the prizes, look for the rewards. Reward, that's a good thing. When you bring a guilty man, an evil man to justice, you get the reward. You look at them old Western movies, it says $10,000 reward, dead or alive. You know, but yeah, he said that the messenger told him, you might be surprised to go to heaven, you might be surprised to go to hell. So you better look for the rewards and not the prizes. And our messenger labored and then died for us and suffered every point of it. And the black woman needs to return to herself so she can properly raise the children, and we need to properly protect her and the children and teach her. So we all have to return to ourselves and stop being swooped up in the falsehood of this, which is really devil worship. Christianity is devil worship. It's teaching you to love the devil and that you is equal in sharing the destruction with the devil. And if you do love the devil, you will share the destruction with the devil. But the black man is not to be condemned and destroyed. The black man is to be redeemed. The only thing I can say is as much that I miss, and as much of these three subjects, of this subject of the 9th month of labor, that is to be continued with. So I'll return to those at a later date. I thank Allah who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and I pray to our Savior, our beneficent Savior, the Holy Son of Righteousness, Master Farad Muhammad, that you was able to understand what I have taught on today. Not a teaching of my own or of somebody else other than the last and only messenger of Allah, the greatest messenger of Allah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I did not come here to teach about the Muhammad of 1400 years ago. I did not come up here to teach Christianity or any other way of life or religion besides Islam. So, black brothers and sisters, I will make another, because you can't put all in one video. Remember to get all of your books for black people. These books is actually teaching you what to do, and we must unite together. Now, you can order all of your publications from me, Amir Ali, Shabbat Allah, your brother, at 651-508-5225. I'll say that again. My phone number is 651-508-5225. Call or text and order your books, and I will mail them straight to your house and get them. It is going to be a famine of wisdom, a famine where people will be starving. And it is also going to be this great catastrophe, destruction, want. But there will also be a famine on the wisdom, where you won't be able to get no wisdom. And if you reject the teachings, you will be blinded to receiving the truth, and you'll go farther and farther astray. So hurry up and accept your own before it is too late. And it is going to be a famine on the wisdom. So get the teachings and understand them and carry them into practice with all of your brothers together, and keep the teachings in your house. Have all the teachings in your house. Teach them to your wife, and have her teach your children, and teach your children about Master Farad Muhammad, and your grandchildren about Master Farad Muhammad, and make sure that y'all follow the teachings and do not let them out of your house, because they will take them, and the people you borrow your books to will never give them back, and you won't be able to get them. So prepare for your famine and get all of your books. And there's one special book. All praises due to Allah. This is the July 4th, 1930. Everybody get this book. And we are going to Virginia for the July 4th, 19 and 30. For the July 4th, 2026, Richmond, Virginia. So everybody, we will be going there. And you're going to learn all about yourself. I pray that Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, blesses you. And again, I thank Allah for raising up from among us his last, greatest, and only messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, get your books and get that July 4th to 1930 book, The Pathway of Islam. I greet you, brothers and sisters, in the words that mean peace. Salaam Alaikum.